Okay, where are we at tonight, guys? We are coming up on Papillion, Nebraska. Yes, just like the butterfly. Actually, their logo for the city is, of course, a butterfly. Cutest little town ever. Absolutely love it, especially at Christmas time. So, I was wondering, what logo do they have on their police department? Because, I'm sorry, I don't know a whole lot of macho guys that would be like, yeah, I want to have a butterfly logo and it say, butterfly police. So, I went to go check it out, and they specifically do not have a butterfly on their police department logo. So, I guess they figured that wasn't a tough enough look. Freeze, it's the butterfly police. Get on the ground. Or we were fluttering. We are headed to a little store here in town that I'm going to be delivering to. Which, by the way, if you're coming over to RTI or any other company, and this is just my personal opinion, in transportation, dedicated routes are really the sweet spot. And you usually have to have a year or two experience to get them. Not always. Sometimes you can get them right off the bat. But usually it'll be for a shady company that's going to run you into the ground first. I think the most important thing in transportation, people will ask, what's the best job, for instance? Well, that's kind of a loaded question because it comes back to you, the driver. You're the captain of your ship. And what you may enjoy doing in transportation, I may despise. It may be my worst nightmare. I heard somebody the other day talking about going to a port. And they said, my bullshit meter can only take so much, and I've reached my limit. I'm done with this. I'm going back to another dedicated route. But other people love doing ports. I'm the same way. They gave me all kinds of shit about having a pocket knife, and because they consider it a weapon at the port. And I'm like, okay, for one, self-defense here. I'm a woman on the road by myself. Don't throw a fit about a pocket knife. That's bullshit. I don't weigh very much. I'm only 5'5". I gotta have some way to defend myself on the road. So I just got tired of the BS. They actually, I don't know if you guys, we actually filmed this on a video. So I went to this one port. I think it was down in Jacksonville, Florida. I think it was Jacksport. Tell me if you have some stories out of Jacksport. So what happened, I get there, we didn't have a Twix card or whatever it is to get in the port, so we had to do things a long way. So they booted my passenger out, which at the time was Jordan, when he used to ride with me. They booted him out and said, you can wait on the curb. Problem is, they said it could be hours before she gets out of the port, and all the security that you have to go through. So, and it was hot outside. It was like heat stroke weather. So he decides that the guard on the corner told him, you can go in this little cafe down here and just sit in there. They don't mind if you hang out. A lot of trucker drivers do it. So he goes in. They call the cops on him. I don't want to get into a race issue. You guys know I don't have a discriminatory bone in my body at all. But here's the thing. He was the only white person in this restaurant. They called the cops because he looked suspicious, because white people don't normally come in there, which I thought was kind of BS, but that's beside the point. We won't even talk about the race issue, okay? But long story short, cops show up. They ask for his ID. Guess who has his ID? Me. And I'm in the port going through security. Very, very high security. So he tries to explain, no. My girl's a truck driver, and she drives a pink truck, and she's in the port. And they're looking at him like, yeah. And a pink elephant crossed the road. Really, where's your ID? So now they're really getting suspicious, nearly arrested him. So finally he was able to give them his information. They were able to run him and then explain, hey, they were just worried you were going to do something, maybe rob the place or something like that. And they let him go. In the meantime, I go through all of this security, right? All of this security. Only to find out What am I hauling that is such high security out of the port that we're talking like military level security? It is copy paper. Really? Copy paper. For like a printer. It's like printer paper. And I'm like, okay, so you mean to tell me I waited in line at the port entrance for 2 hours. I get through here, pay all these fees, which I had to pay like $60 or something to be escorted to where I'm going to get loaded because it's a high security load. Right? Copy paper. High security. Exactly. It turns out this golf cart, which escorted me after I paid the $60 fee, literally escorted me about 500, 800 feet maybe tops around the corner to like the third dock over. That was it. You could see it from the security. They made a quick $60. I am in the wrong line of business, I'm telling you. But after I get done with all that BS and find out it's freaking copy paper, and I almost get arrested for having a weapon, because they consider a knife a weapon, and a taser, but that's beside the point. So I nearly get arrested, my guy nearly gets arrested, and I'm like, this is too much BS for a woman on the road. I'm not dealing with this shit. By the time I added up what I made versus the hours that I had spent doing this, it wasn't even worth it. It wasn't even worth it. I could have made more money at McDonald's flipping burgers. And at least I would have had some food. So it was BS. But some people love the port. They do. They get the Twix card. They go in and out. They're boom, boom, boom. You know, they like that. It's not my thing. So my point in saying all of that is to say, I like the dependency of dedicated. It definitely pays better. Your miles are predictable because you know how many days you're going to work, what your routes are, how many miles you're going to go. Certainly, I think it's a sweet spot at RTI. I would highly recommend if you're coming over here, get on a dedicated route. You're going to make a ton of money and you're going to be really happy. But email me first if you do that, because I need to explain the fuel surcharge to you and how you can add hundreds and hundreds of dollars a week to your settlement. Some people get in here, they don't know what they're doing. They buy the most expensive fuel, go in the hole, and they blame the company. It's like, no, you just spent almost $1 above the national average on fuel. Go get you a fuel discount card, buy some cheap diesel, get a kickback on the fuel surcharge, and you're going to be making bank. I mean, really, it comes back to what the driver likes to do, because some people hate being stuck doing the same thing on a dedicated. I love it. Some people would rather do flatbed, even though it sucks to have to tarp something. That's their thing. They love flatbed. You have to balance all of those things, like the pros, cons, dependency versus unpredictability that you experience in transportation, and weigh that out with the things you enjoy doing. Because what's it worth it to you if you make a couple $100 a week more, but then you destroy your health because it's not good for you? Or you destroy your emotional health, or you don't get the home time benefits you want, and it destroys your relationship. So you got to weigh the costs on everything. That's why that's why it's hard to make blanket statements sometimes, because the reality is life's really complex. It's not black and white. You have to weigh everything out and take a comprehensive look at things, and that's what I always like to do. Anyway, guys, that is enough for now. I just wanted to have a little chat while we go down the road. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you haven't subscribed, be sure to subscribe. Go share this video out. Love you guys so much, and more very, very soon.